What's happening, guys? This is video number 3 in our 4-part series where we cover our YouTube ads process. Now, if you haven't caught the first 2 videos, make sure you guys go do that now. And if you have, let's jump into this video. This video is going to be covering the editing and post-production portion of our video ads process. By now, you've learned how to do research and then how to actually script your YouTube ads. And hopefully by this point you've filmed your YouTube ads. So this video will focus on what to do once you have that raw footage and how to turn it into a beautiful ad, or as you'll learn, multiple ads, and how to get the most out of your raw footage. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video.
So guys, one of the most important things you gotta do is have multiple hooks. So one of the things that you would wanna do when you're scripting your ad is have 2 or 3 different hooks, and then you can have multiple bodies. So that gives you many more variations. So if you have 2 bodies and 3 hooks, hooks being the first part of the video, you can kind of edit them together, and now you have 6 ads. And this just makes testing a lot more efficient, because once you see which hooks are working, you can go further with that theme, right? So if you know a certain hook's just working really, really well, where you're hitting on a certain pain point, you can make the whole ad about that pain point and really dig into it. And that's also how you can figure out perhaps your landing page ad copy. You can also figure out your VSL, and essentially this whole process of trying different hooks and different ads allows you to understand what the market is responding to best. And I often see that, you know, different hooks and different bodies will get hugely different results, right? So sometimes I have ads, like I'm running some ads right now for Linx, and we're getting a $7 cost per lead on one ad, which, and then there's another ad which I thought was better, but it actually has gotten 0 leads after spending $35. I'm probably gonna have to pause it after we shoot. So that's the importance of testing different hooks, edit them into your bodies.
The other thing you also want to do is also edit in different formats. So if you take these 6 ads, say you're combining the hooks and the bodies, you want to test out, you know, square ads, widescreen ads, maybe ads with captions, ads with background music. So you're, at the end of the day, even with just 3 hooks and 2 bodies, you're gonna get like 20, 30 different ads, right? And you wanna make sure that you're testing all of these as well. Now, in terms of actual filming and setup, this doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, with YouTube, what we found that sometimes simple works best. All you need is an iPhone, right? We've said this multiple times in a lot of our videos. The only thing that I highly recommend doing is getting proper audio. Now, even if you're recording on an iPhone, make sure you have a lapel mic, because it's not that the audio needs to be amazing. You don't need to be a cinematographic sound designer or anything like that, but you want to make sure that the person watching the ad actually understands you. That's the biggest thing, right? So if you have crappy audio, there's wind blowing, the person won't be able to understand you. So you want to make sure that the audio is on point. In terms of the actual ad itself, you can always get super complicated with the edits. You can add little graphics, text graphics, motion blurs, transitions, color grading, and 1,000 other things, right? And I'm going to leave this up to you guys. If you are comfortable with video editing, or you have the budget for high-end video editing, obviously we recommend that, but you absolutely don't need it. We've seen selfie style ads with just an iPhone perform or even outperform really highly produced ads. So you really don't necessarily need that.
Now, obviously, if you're doing e-commerce ads, you may need like basically an actor and a proper production, because in e-commerce, the product is really important, and really demonstrating the product and visually showing it off is important. But if you're doing lead generation or info products, then literally selfie ad with a lapel mic is more than enough, just because of the fact that with an info product, you're really selling an intangible, basically benefit that you're giving them, right? Like you're solving a problem, but the problem isn't like a physical solution. It's more an informational solution, right? So that helps with that.
And if you're scared to be on camera and you don't think your video ads are coming out that great, don't be afraid to hire a spokesperson, a voiceover actor, or even an animator. These type of ads also do well on YouTube, so don't be limited by that factor.
So Neil, what are your top tips for post-production and editing?
So like I mentioned, you can go in many different directions depending on your skill. However, there is one important thing that I highly recommend to you guys. Now, this thing revolves engagement. Obviously, we want people to be watching our ads and watch it all the way through. And how you do that is by adding elements of engagement, right? Now, a lot of filmmakers and photographers have a certain rule. Some people call it the 6-second rule, some people call it the 10-second rule. And there's a lot of different things, but they all mean the same thing, which is that you want to make sure that every period of time, whether it's 6 seconds, 10 seconds, or even 15 seconds if you're super charismatic, there's something happening on screen that re-engages the viewer. So this could be something like a point out, B-roll footage, an actual emphasis with like motion graphics or text graphics, something that recaptures the viewer's attention. And you want to do it every now and then, right? Whatever the duration may be for you, you want to make sure that you're actually reactivating and re-engaging the viewer throughout the video.
Yeah, there's this saying, motion creates emotion, right? Like as long as things are happening on camera, it's going to keep people's attention and make them listen to you, right? So it's really important to make sure there's different things happening. I also like pan in, so like when you pan in a bit, that also keeps people's attention.
Perfect. I think you guys got a ton out of this video. Obviously, you know that we highly recommend little editing tips as well as really going out there and testing, right? That's the biggest thing. As long as you're testing a ton of hooks, a ton of bodies, and a ton of variations, you will eventually land on a winner. So with that, guys, that concludes video number 3. Be sure to look out for the 4th and final video where we cover media buying. Now, this is the holy grail when it comes to YouTube ads, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you think that this is a little too complicated for you and you just want somebody to take care of all of this stuff, well, we do offer YouTube ads management as a service, right? So you can check that out. Description has a link in it. Make sure to click it. And if you think you want to tackle this on your own but need a little bit more guidance, well, we do also have a course which teaches all of this stuff in a lot more detail. If you want more information on that, again, there's a link in the description. Make sure to check that out. With that, guys, we'll see you guys in the 4th and final video.